one of the 20th century's most defining wars, both at home and overseas.
Go ahead and come in from the southwest now, over.
This is 5 things you don't know about the Vietnam War.
Flight 611, we got him moving, we're going back to buttoned up.
According to Vietnamese custom, if a person does not receive a proper burial in their homeland, their soul will be destined to wander the earth in pain and suffering. During the Vietnam War, the U.S. military attempted to take advantage of this belief by launching a rather bizarre psychological operation, codenamed Wandering Soul. Engineers spent weeks recording eerie sounds that were supposed to represent the souls of dead Viet Cong who had failed to find peace through a proper burial. Played through giant loudspeakers in the darkness of the jungle, these sounds were then mixed in with ghostly Vietnamese voices that urged the soldiers to stop fighting and defect. While there's no data to confirm the efficacy of Wandering Soul, it certainly goes down in history as one of the strangest operations of the war.
This is Bravo 5, I understand. Segment from top, broken back. Which one is the emergency, over? Got Red 2 directly in front of us, third. Let's be advised, Red directly to our front right now.
We all know that Navy SEALs are some of the most badass members of the military. But perhaps you weren't aware of just how amazingly effective they were during the Vietnam War. The fact is, Navy SEAL Teams 1 and 2 amassed an incredibly impressive combined kill ratio of 200 to 1 throughout the war. Although they lost 46 SEALs in action, these deaths were primarily the result of accidents or poor intelligence, rather than direct enemy fire. America's highest military honor, the Medal of Honor, is awarded to individuals who distinguish themselves by risking their own lives to perform actions above and beyond the call of duty. More than 250 Americans were awarded this prestigious honor for actions performed during the Vietnam War, meaning approximately 7% of all Medal of Honor recipients from all of history are Vietnam veterans.
I think all of us are proud to be Americans when we realize that America produces such fine young men.
We're going to fire a third rocket, sir.
In October 1967, protesters launched one of their largest and most creative anti-war demonstrations in Washington, D.C. In addition to marching against the war, the protesters were also determined to levitate the Pentagon and exorcise it of its demons through song and chant. Of course, the Pentagon was never actually levitated, but in order to even try this mystical feat, the demonstrators were required to get a permit. Interestingly, they initially asked for permission to raise the building 300 feet in the air. The government okayed them to lift it 3 feet.
Get really close to them, give me an up, and we'll tell you to hold it up, over.
I want to welcome you to 101st Airborne Division, Pang Rang, Vietnam.
During the Vietnam era, which stretches from August 1964 through May 1975, more than 9 million Americans served on active duty.
You must form some sort of a plan.
Of these men and women, nearly 3 million served in uniform in Vietnam, and approximately 97% were honorably discharged. Today, Vietnam veterans make up almost 10% of their generation. As with any war, soldiers and Marines in Vietnam sometimes had to improvise when they were in the field. Do you know what popular toy was sometimes repurposed as a communications device? If so, post your answer below or reach out to us through Twitter using hashtag 5thingsyouDon'tKnow.